The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randy Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
Should members of Congress be barred from trading stocks?
Look, what's at stake here in this election is the American dream. That's what's under attack.
She was like, do you remember Miss Teen USA from South Carolina? I don't know if she won the do you remember her? You remember that girl from 2007? That's who showed up for this debate. I mean,
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa.
Was that a young Kelly Loeffler? I don't know. I don't know if that was a young Kelly Loeffler. That was 2000. It could very well have been Kelly Loeffler. I mean, this was just so unbelievable. Everything she said, she repeated her canned, her robotic, rehearsed talking points, her clownish performance. She repeated over and over and over and over, no matter what she was asked. I mean, they could have asked her, "Are you from Earth?" And she would have said, "The American dream, and my liberal, radical, opponent doesn't believe in the American dream." It was just so. It was so sick. It was so unbelievable that if, see, this is what I can't understand for the life of me, okay? How does Mitch McConnell win 6 terms in a place like Kentucky? Kelly Loeffler's never been elected to anything, including dog catches. She was appointed by Brian Kemp to take the seat for the retiring Johnny Isakson, okay? And she paid for her seat. She is the richest person in the Senate. She's worth $500 million from what we know, from what she discloses, okay? And she has done absolutely nothing. Perdue is also an inside trader, and he didn't even bother to show up. Poor John Ossoff, he was stuck debating an empty podium.
At this moment of crisis, is your senator feels entitled to your vote. Your senator is refusing to answer questions and debate his opponent because he believes he shouldn't have to. He believes this Senate seat belongs to him.
Yep.
This Senate seat belongs to the people. With early voting beginning on December 14th, I want to urge everybody to make a plan to vote. David Perdue has been getting rich in office. And instead of taking public health expertise and guidance from the CDC and getting that to the people and implementing in policy, he was buying up shares in manufacturers of vaccines and medical equipment, and he's not here because he's afraid he may incriminate himself in this debate. And whether or not, respectfully, Lisa, our senator has yet been indicted for a federal crime, his blatant abuse of his power and privilege to enrich himself is disgraceful. But even more disgraceful is that while he has been enriching himself in office and buying shares in vaccine producers and medical equipments, he's been blocking relief for ordinary people who are suffering.
And that's the truth. And that's the truth. And this whole charade of these two Georgia people who are using their offices to get inside information and buy up pharmaceutical stocks and sell off retail stocks because they knew what was coming. And they decided that the best use of that information was to benefit themselves, not to tell Georgians, not to tell, the American people what they learned in these COVID briefings, but instead to call their brokers. And it's so interesting because Perdue keeps saying, I've been cleared. And you know what John Ossoff pointed out? I swear to God. So what happened was the reporters asked him questions. And Ossoff, Perdue didn't show up. So he got to, answer the question. And one of the questions was, well, you can see his point. I mean, he was cleared of any insider trading. What?
But you concede his point that he has been cleared by the SEC, the Department of Justice, right?
I don't concede that point whatsoever. I haven't seen one shred of evidence that David Perdue has presented that any federal agency has cleared him. What I observe is that he has not yet been indicted for obvious financial misconduct. And Senator Perdue, if you're watching, if you have any evidence, documentation, that federal investigators have cleared you, have exonerated you, as you claim, you should present it. But see, Russ, this is why David Perdue is not here today. He can't defend the indefensible. What he is doing is rubbing it in our noses that he's been using his office to enrich himself and that he's getting away with it.
Yes. Yes, that's right. He has not been cleared. There is absolutely no information that shows that he's been cleared. He just hasn't been indicted yet. And these are the people that vote against these stimulus packages. These are the people that allow Mitch McConnell, who just won a 6th term, 36 years in the Senate. Drain the swamp, everybody. Drain the freaking swamp. He needs to be minority leader. And the only way Mitch McConnell becomes minority leader is if Ossoff and Warnock get elected in Georgia on January 5th. So these debates were like really essential. And one of them just didn't bother to show up because he feels so entitled to that seat that it isn't even worth showing up to debate John Ossoff. And the other one showed up with these talking points, with this robotic, unbelievably, I mean, she had no mastery of any of the issues. She didn't understand anything about the stimulus package. She didn't understand that if they don't do a stimulus package, and I keep on saying that, and I was screaming at Warnock, I have to say, I was really yelling at the TV because he should have said it. He should have said it. They keep accusing, Warnock and Ossoff of wanting to defund the police. That is not true. If there is no stimulus, that includes money to the cities and the states, which is Mitch McConnell's stated position. Police officers, school teachers, sanitation workers, EMTs, but police officers will lose their jobs. They will be defunding the police. They will. Now, Warnock had a pass at this, and he did talk about, she voted against the cops bill.
I want to point out that Kelly Loeffler actually voted to defund the police. She voted against the cops program. She was one of only 10 United States senators who did. I don't think we should defund the police, but we certainly do need criminal justice reform.
And the other part of it is the stimulus package. If you don't get a stimulus package that includes money to the cities and the states, and you don't do it before December 31st, okay? If you don't do it this week, they will be defunding the police. The GOP will be defunding the police. Mitch McConnell will be defunding the police. Kelly Loeffler, David Perdue, and all of the Republican senators who are in that club, they will be defunding the police. It was really sick. It was just so sad. It was so sad. And at the same time, Donald Trump was down in Georgia telling the people of Georgia, steal it. Hey, everybody. This is a clip from the latest episode of The Randi Rhodes Show. If you want the full episode, you can watch live on Free Speech TV, Dish Channel 9415, DirecTV 348, Sling, Roku, and Apple TV.